Hey guys, what is going on? Justin Masson here with Nintendo Dads with another Let's Play. Now this time we are playing Y2K, a postmodern RPG. That's right folks, it's Justin Masson and he's playing an RPG. I know, simmer down, it's crazy, but we're going to try something different. Now, first and foremost, you may be like, Y2K? That's not right, it says YIIK. The developers and ACT Studios have come out and openly said it is actually pronounced Y2K. And of course, big thanks to our developers here and our game studios who provided us this game and review copy as well. We greatly appreciate it. So there it is, a postmodern RPG role-playing game. Very interesting kind of opening as we get into this. So we're going to go into loading a new game. And we are introduced here to what looks to be a crow of some sort, with a very kind of 90s aesthetic color background, doing its thing. So that's great. And they even say there it's Y2K. The developer thought it sounded like a cool idea to make a 2 in Roman numerals. Grab your tinfoil hats and prepare your eyes. About to open a bit wider. Anything you thought is possible. All right, so it's going to ask us a couple of questions off the bat. To start off with, we're doing some UI color schemes. So let's jump in and choose black, maybe? I don't know. What colors do we got here? UI color. Let's do a black, shall we? There we go. Let's go into black. Okay. Great choice, it says. What is the name your parents gave you? Don't lie, it's super serious. All right. Well, you know what? I'll have a crack at this. Usually I'd put in something like Masson 23 or kind of my handle, but I'll play along here, shall we? Perhaps it's your dark, sultry, crowy eyes that's making me just want to tell you the truth here, Mr. Crow. So we'll go with Justin. This is okay? Absolutely. We'll hit yes. Some simple controls so far. Beautiful name. Thank you. I feel very odd that a crow is telling me that, but I'll take it. Sure, why not? My parents sound like super hip cats. Well, you know, we don't need to necessarily. So Marlene is the crow's name here. Anyways, back to the questionnaire. Let's get into it, shall we? Which of these do we identify with? I identify with as a male. Interesting question. Which of these do you identify with? That's a very PC statement there. But that's all right, though. Identify as male. That's right. Not a big shock. Not a big shock. Typically, whenever I play a game, I typically play as a male. These questions are about real life in your IRL life. Okay, real people in your real life. Okay, so I'm going to answer these questions to the best of my ability knowing real people. Okay, truthfully. Okay. Sounds like the crow Marley has some issues here. First question, what is the name of the coolest girl you know? Well, coolest girl I know has to be my wife, Jody. Jodi. Find the D, find the I, hit the confirm. Folks, boom! Shakalaka! There we go, found it. This is correct, is this name, okay? Yep, all right. Let's jump into our next question. What about a friend who is smarter than you but won't ever draw attention to that fact? Who is smarter than me and won't draw attention to that fact? I'm actually going to say Jesse, or for those of you out there, Eric. But I think Jesse is smarter than me and he never kind of rubs it in my face. He just lets that be. So I'm going to say Jesse. All right, name a friend who's a polar opposite of you. Polar opposite friend. Let me think here. You know what? I am going to say... I'm going to say Zach. Zach, I think, at times is a polar opposite of me, which I think is why we work together so well sometimes. Miss that guy on the podcast. He's got to come on a bit more, but Zach. Okay. Yeah, sure, that name's fine. Okay. What about the nerdiest guy you know? You'd go on and on about stupid things like video games, anime, comic books, and crap like that. I think that's going to have to be the mouth from the south, Mr. Marty Estes. Is the nerdiest guy that I know, but, you know, God bless him for it. I love his wall of Legos and Transformer toys and all that. So I'm going to say he's my nerdiest friend I know. Or in this situation, at least. Friend who's always there to talk to you when you're feeling down about yourself. A friend who understands existential quandaries. Friend who knows what it's like to face crippling student debt. What it's like to do anything near as attractive as you'd be like, and always makes you feel better when you realize you're a complete waste of life. That's harsh. I'm actually going to say my friend Jeff. Yeah. You guys don't know Jeff, but Jeff's good stuff. So I'm going to say Jeff in this case. All right, well, hopefully we're done these questions. Lastly, what is your favorite piece of technology, something you feel a connection to? We're going to say the Nintendo Switch. I'm going to say the Switch is just an easy connection to that one, shall we? So we're going to jump in. Hopefully this is near the end of our questionnaire. We've just spent 5 minutes of you watching me fill out a questionnaire from a crow of some sort. So, let's jump in, shall we? Going to finish off that, and then we are done. All right. Yes, we're done here, Crow. I can tell you're going to be getting along famously. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. Let's jump in. All right. So, April 4th, 1999. Interestingly enough, again, so if you think of the title Y2K, obviously the Y2K Chapter 1, A Wild Cat Chase. Interesting. Obviously, Y2K being such a prolific concern around the 2000s. I remember it very well, actually, that being a big concern that all the computers and everything were going to crash around the turn of the new year. So, that's an interesting place. We're here in 1999. Looks like we're entering upon some city or townscape here. I don't know who those guys are. I don't know what's going on here. Grand opening of a record store. All right, Frankton. Frankton is the place that we are entering into, the town, if we will. All right, and who do we got here? All right, so this is our main character, Alex. Okay. Interestingly enough, the statements he's using there are statements as if he's telling the story. Took a few semesters off. I returned here, but I was proud to be done. Interesting. Kind of sounds like he's more telling us the story than us being him. But obviously, there we are as Alex, I believe, playing. Yeah, there's Alex. So it's not. So he didn't use my name in the game, but rather the characters. Excited boy going to a movie. What movie he's going to? Let's find out. Going to movies with my son, really got a good feeling. Okay, all right, well. Interestingly enough, all right. Looks like our save option here is our telephone booth. Pick our save spot, and we'll get on with it. Now, interestingly enough, I have got some details on this game right now. It's coming out January 17th. 2019. It is priced at $20, $19.99 in the Nintendo Switch eShop, and it's described as a surreal Japanese-style RPG set in the 90s. Prepare to experience a conspiracy like no other. Interesting. Okay. So we're meeting with, looks like Matt. Matt appears to be talking about the dying press of the magazines and the printed press, all on the back end of the internet coming in, of course, 1999. That was very much a thing that we would be talking about as the internet began to find its footing and voice. So obviously Matt Hawkins, is describing some of the challenges being faced. Now, speaking of conspiracy, interestingly enough, Matt Hawkins, I definitely get, as I read this description here of the game and maybe a little bit of the commentary, the voice-over work that's being done there of perhaps like Hawkins, as in Stranger Things, Town of Hawkins, and the kind of upside down and conspiracy theory stuff. So maybe there's some ties there, or maybe Hawkins is just a good name that people like connecting with. You never really know. But find it interesting for sure so far. Oh, so look at this. They're doing their own almost Patreon-esque model of supporting donations, where you get your stuff into any donation will help. $1, $5, $10. Well, you know what? I'm going to be generous, just like our amazing supporters over patreon.com/NintendoDads. And I'm going to give a little bit of money, but apparently I cannot donate because I don't have enough money, which is a challenge. So I'm going to need to go find some money. Do I have anything in here? What do we got? A relatively simple Menu system here, HP, PP, PP, hints. Ooh, I like this. Head home. It's the one that welcome home. Okay. I guess this is probably my home. Let's see. Let's jump in here. Jumping in. Do. Come on in. Okay. I don't know if this is a design choice, but this set or this living room looks remarkably like the set from Fuller House or Full House. I don't know if that's coincidental or whether someone is just, and again, I think if you look back to the 90s, Full House was very much alive and on the air, so perhaps there's some tip of the hat homage to this as well. There's something shiny over here. Let's find out what this is. What did I find sticking out of a book? A collectible Pog. Yes. Yes, 1990s, all about the Pog, all about the Slammer. You know what I'm saying? For those of you that are like, what is Pog? I don't know. Take a moment, pause this video, go Google Pog. You're going to love it, all right? Know that it was like the big thing that kids, when I was in middle school, were doing. That was like the equivalent of Pokemon trading cards. That was so big. It was basically like child gambling before gambling was allowed. Now, we weren't gambling children. We were gambling Pogs. Nonetheless, I digress. All right, so we're running around here. What are we finding here? We see the kind of, some cookies. Who doesn't love cookies? Chocolate chip at that, too. So we can obviously see as we interact with stuff, we get a kind of an action or a symbol above Alex here to let us know. So there's some toast, kind of some exploring so far. Dishes. Now check if there's anything in the fridge. Now, obviously, we found our mom's shopping list earlier as we walked in as well. Let's see here. Any skills or equipment I need to be aware of? No. Hint: go to the grocery store. Okay, well, that's fair. All right. Well, let's. Oh, phone rings. What is going on here?
What?
Okay. That phone call was super weird. But I'm interested. I'm very interested in what's going on now. We'll hit the save here, right? We always like saving. Frequent idea to save. No, I'm not going to save. I'm going to run away. Run away. Oh, what's in here? Locked. Okay. Oh, look at these interesting pictures. Going into a room. What's in the room? This does not look like probably a drawer of my mother's unmentionables. All right. Well, we're not going to be mentioning that then. We're not going to be touching my mom's underwear. Let's see what else we got going on over here. Dad's dresser. Okay, interesting. So there's something going on there with Dad. There's some story there that we need to maybe hear about or develop over time. Oh, I spotted something. What did I see? What did I see? $20. Bing, bing. Let's go back to our friend and let's sponsor that early Patreon exclusive magazine, essentially. I like the fact that... Oh, okay. Oh, this is interesting. This looks like this might be a bit more of Alex's room, potentially. Oh, look, oh, well done. Fair play to you, folks. Got a Nintendo, a Super Nintendo over there, and a PlayStation. Yeah, well done. Well, tip of the hat. Absolutely. Well done. Some records hanging up there. I'm going to take a picture of that. Of course, going to take a picture of that. What else do we got? Let's see. Looks like some kind of karate. 7 years to earn my black belt. Okay, so Alex is very dedicated. Very time. Our record, speaking of hearing the music a couple moments ago. You got obviously a picture in the background of a lady. And what else we got going on over here? Some more pictures of his karate. So there was definitely a big part of Alex's life, I'm guessing, here. This is interesting, right? Because, I think that, as we all existentially think about this, as, as someone who left home, left the little town that I grew up in, to go to college, came back from college, and like even when I wasn't quite graduated, but coming back and kind of visiting the room that you were maybe grew up in or was there for. It's kind of your stuff either maybe in a box somewhere or tucked away. It's kind of this weird time capsule, if you would, of life. Again, this looks completely like the set from Full House, from Full House. So I don't know. Do a quick little save here as we jump in as well. So we're going to save that. So far, I'm liking this. I know people are like, Justin, you're enjoying an RPG. What's going on? Right? So, zip it. This is interesting so far. I find it very engaging. I also, just as a side note, love the voice acting. Right? Not necessarily like it's the best voice acting I've ever heard, but rather the fact that voice acting is included at this level, which is great. Because I think really good stories that RPGs are require that level of kind of voice acting, the commitment, and the production value. So, all right. So apparently we're going to run over to the grocery store. We'll head this way. Reading. Oh, what is this? Okay, I found a forest of some sort. It was dark, but somewhat attractive. I made a mental note to explore it later and took a step towards town, and then I heard a meow from my feet. Okay, it's a cat, maybe? Is it a cat? I'm going to say it's a cat. Well, it said meow. It's got to be a cat. Only cats meow, right? I don't know. It's a cat. Okay, cool. All right. Huh. He's got some kind of psychic connection with a cat. That's weird. Or some kind of relationship. I do like his, Salvador Dali mustache. I'd agree with that, for sure. Very odd.
His coarse hair ran through my fingers as he purred. Clearly he liked me. That was a good sign. Alex Eagleston, college graduate, friend of small.
Okay. Found a cat. And the cat has apparently now just... What? The cat has stolen my list. All right. Okay. And now we have like an overworld, which apparently it is running away past the mountains and past windmills and into a forest and to what appears to be a building. And so there's an overview map that I can use. Oh, okay. Oh, what is this? What is this? Like the thing just cracked. I'm interested. Tell me more. Oh, look at this. We're into our first battle. Okay. We got attack, skills, items, or defend. We're going to attack. I'm going to attack the smiley. I have a record player, apparently, as my... I don't know what this is. As my kind of like action item I have to click on. Or, okay, what is this? A defending. Okay. I received a damage. Okay. I'm going to attack again, and we're going to throw the record on there, and one hit is yellow for one hit and red for spin again. So there's a little bit of rhythm to this, or a little bit of kind of like managing your attack a little bit. Bares its fangs. Takes, get ready so I can defend. Takes 2 damage. Gee, okay. Let's do it again. Combo, there we go. Boom. Whip a record at you. Damage. You're done, Smiley. You are done. Of course I put him to shame. Got some XP on that? Yeah, I did. And 62 cent. Man, Alex be rocking. Okay. All right. Well, that was fun. That was interesting. That's got me engaged now. I'm interested. Tell me more. Story's a bit weird. I don't really know if I have much information. What the heck is going on here? Factory Hotel. There is some girl who appears to be just hanging out over there. And the character or something over there by a door, it looks like. but I'm going to follow the fox or the cat thing. There's a save file. Should I save? I should probably save. What will you do? If I'm here, I'm probably saving. We're going to quickly save. All right. Just as I'm doing that, let me kind of read to you a little bit of information about Y2K, a postmodern RPG, the surreal Japanese style RPG. That's what this is. Battle through dungeons littered with traps, puzzles, and bizarre monsters with a party of up to 8 members, including or using, a combat system that blends twitchy mini games with turn-based combat. Brandish records, oh, we've seen that, cameras, musical instruments, and more against enemies ranging from floating, yammering skulls to tortoise samurais. That sounds ridiculous and awesome. Y2K has more than 30 hours. 30 hours of content, including a fully voiced main story campaign, which is great. They mentioned some of the actors' names on that, which you can definitely check out for your own if you wanted to, but some great names. Polygon rendering, lack of textures, and a rich, saturated color scheme lend to the dreamlike, otherly world qualities of the environment and their inhabitants. I'd agree with that. Definitely some the polygon rendering and the graphics, the kind of style it's in is very stylized in a very specific way, and the color saturation definitely invokes kind of the 90s. The soundtrack includes contributions from composers such as Toby Fox of Undertale, Hiroka Kituka, Secret of Mana, and is as electric as the gameplay, featuring an electro-acoustic fusion of jazz, funk, traditional RPG style tunes, and swing. There is a lot going on. What is this? Oh my gosh. That guy is crazy looking. What is going on there? Ooh, I like the battle system though so far. This is fun. Little bit kind of not sure where I'm supposed to be going, like fully. I don't really know, okay, we have what appears to be a smiles or a smile face and a rat. So I'm going to attack. Who am I going to choose? I'm going to choose the smile. See if I can use my record. Put a record on, baby. Put a record on. 1, 2 combo. Boom, smiles. Take my record to the face. All right, there we go. And the rat bites its fangs. Get ready to defend. Dodge. What? I sidestepped that attack. Me and my, yeah. Let's try it again. Combo 1. Combo 2, sucker! I went into a karate stance. Hi-ya! Definitely going back to 7 years of black belt training. Whoa! Squeaks with rage. Get ready. Defense +1. So I only received 1 damage. If I didn't, I guess I received 2 damage. Let's attack again. Throw that record. Scratch that record. Kabam! Okay. I only got 1 on that one, but I came in swinging. I came in like a wrecking ball. Nice. Okay. Some XP, some experience. Did I get any more coin from that? No? I did. 550. Whew. Rat Killer's getting some money. You know what I'm saying? Gotta pay those bills, y'all. Okay, what's going on here? Keep out. I'll show you to keep out. The door is locked shut, and it's a key required to open it. Okay. All right, so here are kind of my thoughts on the game. I have really kind of actually enjoyed the gameplay so far. The art style, again, very kind of reminds me of the 90s. Maybe it's because I'm a child of the 90s or child of the 80s, but grew up a lot in the 90s, so there's some definitely, resonating with me there. Color saturations and kind of design and the callbacks. Very cool. Got a little bit of a room here. I don't know what's going on. I find the story interesting and compelling. There's definitely a mystery here that I want to know more about. It's grabbed me relatively early on to kind of explore and understand what's going on. Okay, looking for inside trash cans. So obviously trash cans are stuff inside, which is great. I'm playing, by the way, I'm playing with the Pro Controller. Fairly easy. Oh, here we go. Heal thyself. Nice, water fountain. Pretty easy control scheme so far. Running into an enemy here. I do like the fighting and combat portion of it right now a lot. I think this is very cool. I like this kind of mini game rhythm settings here. I like the fact that it's not like a traditional here's a sword or here's a spear or arrow or whatever it is, but rather it's like here's a record. And as they mentioned in the kind of the synopsis I grabbed off of the Nintendo Switch eShop, or sorry, the eShop for the game, stuff like instruments and recorders and cameras and stuff like that. That's kind of a cool concept. I kind of think that's really neat. And I also think like the postmodern part of it, I think that's a very interesting statement. So like a postmodern RPG, as if there's kind of like this historical modernization and of RPGs to better understand it. But I thought it's a very cool kind of unique perspective, kind of westernizing, I guess, the RPG formula into being like literally placed in the Western world. And kind of in some ways, it reminds me of at times Earthbound in some interesting kind of ways. From a little bit of, there's definitely feels like touches of Undertale inspired. And obviously that makes sense comparatively to, Toby Fox being part of the music composition. So it feels like it's definitely an inspiration or an homage to connection with a lot of other RPGs that exist, and kind of putting their own spin on it. So I think it's really kind of cool. And again, it reminds me, is there aspects of Stranger Things and kind of the upside down, this flip world that we're kind of talking about, and this kind of conspiracy formula around it. At times, the music reminds me of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. What is that song of Willy Wonka? But it's kind of almost like the sheer madness and the wonder of it. So it feels like it's a little bit ridiculous. I mean, like, let's take a moment here. Ridiculous, I'm talking to a panda, right? Let's just call that a spade. Talking to a panda about who holds a shield, and Alex seems absolutely fine with this. This does not obscene, absurd in any way. There's this kind of interesting vocal dialogue going on of like, so is Alex telling us the story, or are we actively participating in the story? Why does the cat look like Salvador Dali and have a mustache? Like, there's a lot of things that, here's a lovely dig at liberal arts majors, which I think is hysterical, right? So there's a lot of really good things kind of going for it. Again, interesting story, interesting wit. 30 hours of content is pretty fantastic. Again, I'm only, we're only about half an hour to this, and I'm not going to play much longer, so I don't want to ruin everything for you. But there's a lot of kind of interest in this. Here's what I would say from a parenting perspective. This definitely does not seem like probably a parenting game. It's probably not a game you're going to be sitting down playing with your kids who are younger. Probably a little bit more mature concepts and ideas. I would also say I have played a little bit more of this beyond just what we're going to be demoing here or playing through. And I know the content gets to be a little bit more M for mature. And as a matter of fact, when I went to the Nintendo website to look at the stats about this, I need to put in do age verification. So it definitely understands that it's targeted at an older audience. So maybe your teenage kids and maybe a game you want to play with them, that might be fine, but probably not your youngins. Again, I find it very interesting and very compelling. Like, I do want to keep playing it and engaged with it, and it's kind of the story here that has really grabbed me on it. So again, this is hitting the Nintendo Switch eShop on January 17th, 2019. It is priced at $20. If you're looking for an RPG, kind of maybe a smaller RPG, kind of a modernized RPG, a westernized RPG in design and character modeling, that is kind of approachable and kind of a unique spin and a bit of fun, this is probably a really good game for you to be picking up. Again, not being a huge RPG fan, I'm finding this really interesting and compelling, and I want to keep playing. So I'd highly recommend it, or I'd recommend it for sure. Big thanks to the development team and the PR team who provided us an early access review code. This is actually probably where we're going to end this, but guys, thanks so much for watching and listening to Nintendo Dads. Bye-bye.